Welcome to Excellence is an Understatement podcast. I am here with B-Shack and Mimi Baby, as usual. Today we got something special for you, capping off last episode. Please, guys, say what's up.
What's good? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You know, how was y'all week?
All right, busy week. I'm actually a school teacher at a Christian academy, so Christmas week has been crazy. Making ornaments, taking photos of kids. It's just been crazy. I'm tired.
Right.
But it's been excellent, man.
I used to be a teacher, so I feel that. I used to teach at the Boys and Girls Club, the same one I got kicked out of as a kid. I taught art there for like 2 months, so I know. And it's less organized, so it's almost like more work on you. But my week was cool, y'all. It's December, so coaching is slow. Just working on a lot of marketing and stuff for the upcoming, New Year and everything. But yeah, I'm good. A little sleepy though, but I'm good.
Well, I have to admit that I am sleepy too. My week has been extremely busy with work. December, for some really weird reason, been like the busiest month. Just trying to kind of like make it through each day. I like to stay busy, but sometimes it gets very overwhelming. But overall, my week was good. Still got a chance to do what I needed to do, so it was good.
That's good to hear. So I got our quarter today, right? And pretty much what it is every moment of resistance to temptation is a victory. And that's what my quote of the day is today. Every moment of resistance to temptation is a victory. And y'all already know we'll expound on that at the end of the podcast. So,
yes.
All right. So I gave y'all some homework last week.
Damn, the teacher, I didn't do it.
I did it. I watched it. Yo.
Hey.
That, what?
My dog
I love
ate
that
it.
movie.
My dog ate it.
You know what?
My dog ate it. This guy.
Alright. So if y'all know, last episode I gave everybody homework. I said go watch this movie called What Happened to Monday. It is on Netflix. First of all, that movie is awesome. Yeah. I love it. But there's this message that I kind of want to try to get into. And the beginning of the movie, they were talking about overpopulation. So basically, I kind of wanted to get into the thing about GMO. You know, they are saying that, we can be overpopulated, like the earth can be overpopulated in just a matter of a few years. So I was trying to figure out, like, what is the reason that the government or, the industry is creating GMO products?
Ooh, so this is something I actually, I do research from this a lot in my spare time. I'm just a nerd. But, so, for one, that movie was dope. All right, excellent. Not that.
I agree.
What Happened to Monday?
I agree.
Oh, you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
Alright.
He found his homework.
Right.
No,
I accidentally put it in the laundry.
Yeah, no. So, all right. So, the movie was crazy. Y'all. I don't want to spoil it for Jeff, but man, you should watch it. It's actually a really good concept. And that could actually be real life, for people.
Yeah.
But just so you know the gist of it, right? Basically, it's in the future. The world is.
I seen the movie.
So
you saw it.
I saw it.
So you
before you do.
So you just didn't do the
So
homework.
you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
They were pretty much sisters living. Okay.
They were sisters. He said sisters.
Oh,
Let me stop you a little bit.
But anyway, yeah, I saw it.
That was good. Yeah, I was. To be like, I'm a very desensitized person when it comes to movies because I watch a lot of horror and scary stuff. But like that movie, I almost felt the layers of grief because you got mad sisters and they just all look like you.
Yeah,
so it's like you see your sister dying.
They have different abilities.
You see you dying.
Yeah.
So it's like or different characteristics, personality characteristics.
But you know what's really wild is like when I was watching it for the first time, I was like, wow, like this could really happen like in the future. Like
it will happen. It will. So what I researched is that they're saying by 2099 or so, the Earth will get to about 11 billion people. Now, to be honest, our climate is actually going to get a lot more dangerous before that happens. So, but now me personally, right now, the Earth is not overpopulated in my opinion, right? And like the thing is you gotta see is we still have so much that we haven't, necessarily, like deforested, which we shouldn't, right? We don't. If we're talking about it, how much land is out there, or how much, space is out there in the Earth, we can't really say that, the Earth is overpopulated now. But if you're talking about in the sense of that overpopulation keeps going and going and going, and we have to keep deforestation, which is going to keep killing our environment. Yeah, we would really have to become a multi-planet species if we actually want to survive, because we're soaking up the resources.
So you know what? All right. A little did you know today. So actually, as of December 2019, the world population is at 7.8 billion. Now, there are scientists at Harvard University that's saying that the world can reach its limit, basically, its maximum when we get to about 9 to 10 billion people. And that's just based off of the Earth's available resources. So what I was reading up on some research, and it was saying that a lot of scientists are trying to get us to become vegetarians, so that way we can dedicate all the grains that are grown to humans rather than livestock.
Right.
And I don't know, it's just like it just raises a flag, because now we have all these GMO products. It's like almost in everything, and it's like, are we really running out of food? Like, to the point where they have to literally design food. I don't know.
So cows are responsible for half of the CO2 in the atmosphere, right? Like they literally the methane gas that cows release from their passing gas, they equal the amount that humans put out in our pollution. So, and that comes from the over farming and the genetic, stuff, and all the steroiding and everything. So it's not, becoming vegetarian, it's not even a sense we need to be vegetarian. We really need to chill out on beef. So it's becoming vegetarian or chilling out on beef is not even at this point more so about a health concern. It's about a humanity survival concern. You know what I mean?
But it's kind of hard to kind of say that that when we're not running out of food. What it is that America always wanted to find a way to produce more at less expense. So they rather pay little, rather than paying high prices. So if I can inject some stuff into tomatoes and make them bigger and sell them for more, more than the regular price, that's what I'm gonna do. Not thinking about the after effects. So whatever you put into this tomato to make it like grow that to that size, whoever purchased this tomato, they ingest it. Whatever that tomato might include, now you ingesting that into your body and you don't know what it is.
Yep.
It can destroy you. I don't think America want to create more people. If anything, they keep control of how many people they want here in the world. And people are dying left to right. But why are people dying besides the act of violence and murder and all that stuff?
Health.
It's our health, right? And our health really goes by what we do eat and what's in the food. So you eating stuff that's been sprayed with pesticides and all this other crap you
Yeah.
putting that into your body, it's gonna affect you some way, you know. And you know, it's just this is America for you. You gotta keep everything under control.
You just gotta think about it, man. If you know, research and science says that there was a time, of course, when humans could live, you know, some hundreds of years. You know, so you just gotta think about how bad this our food and health industry has to be to where life expectancy is
Like
is
60.
now, you know, 60, 50, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And it used to be hundreds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and it's not even just because of how we're eating. It's also because of the Earth's environment now and how we've manipulated the environment over the last couple of years. You know, so, you know,
People
the Earth gonna be here. I'm just saying, Earth gonna still be here, y'all.
Alright, so like what do you think is like something small that we can do to kind of help out with the situation?
Continue to educate.
Yeah.
Man, look, about 3 weeks ago, man, my boy Cullen and some friends, they had me go out to this place to eat dinner with them, and you know, it's like a lot of meat, and I'm watching everybody go through plates.
Fogo de chao.
Fo de chao. Fo de chao is nice.
That's my spot, dog.
Fo de chao. And I'm just watching, and you know, I'm thinking, you know, I'm eating and enjoying life, but then I see all this meat being passed around.
It's a lot of meat.
I stop at one plate because my body's used to portion sizes. Everybody's going through plates and plates and plates, and I'm just looking, and I'm starting to get depressed. And I'm just like, bro, the cow is killing us.
You got the card. You got the card. Once you
You know
flip it
what?
green, it's like they smell it.
Yeah.
Like they smell it. As soon as you flip it green,
Yeah.
they smell it. They come around.
Wait, do that again?
Like they smell it. Like they smell it. I swear, they smell it. They smell it. They come around with all these different meat. Honestly, the only thing I really had was like, I have a lot of chicken and a lot of chicken, but some lamb. I like lamb, so I'll have a little lamb, but a lot of chicken.
I just say, man, it's not very enjoyable to just even go out and eat anymore when you know about stuff and that like it's actually this thing that seems so innocent and small that just gives me happiness in this moment is actually probably going to be a big part of the world's demise if we don't change something. You know what I'm saying?
Have to.
So, but yeah, that's what you got to continue to educate and really push policies. Like, you know, the United Nations is trying to get on, I've been researching the United Nations, they're trying to get on each country about, you know, what they're doing, you know, as far as capping their CO2 emissions and the pollution, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I follow Leonardo DiCaprio, and he posts a lot of environment. Our carbon is at its highest point it's been in the last 300 million years. And that's, people don't understand, carbon stays. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless we actually like kept building like, say, vents to suck it out of the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. But carbon dioxide, you know, stays in the atmosphere. So it's like, that's why it's getting hotter. Yeah. You know, in 8 years, it's supposed to be 1.5 degrees, you know, hotter on the Earth, which is above the safe limit for what our bodies can take. Yeah. In 8 years.
Moving to Alaska.
So, Alaska not gonna be there, bro. What you talking about? That's
gonna be water.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like this next decade is gonna be a real test on humanity and are we really built to last and survive, man?
No.
You know, that's what it is.
No.
Like, we can have all this great stuff going on, talking about the black community and doing all this great stuff, but we got to start thinking on a humanity level a lot more, too, now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, yeah.
So, what about you, Nene?
So, I'm all about garden. Like, I have a small garden in my little complex. When I get my house, I plan on growing my own fruits and vegetables. I plan on, you know, even if we can help, like, try to plant more trees and stuff. Like, just anything that would help small.
There's a lot. They're saying, you know, increasing whales, like breeding whales will help the CO2 a lot. Whales actually absorb more carbon dioxide than, you know, a lot of our technology even can. So whale hunting when whale hunting started years ago, that actually put a big bad, environmental risk on the earth. So we even got to realize our animals and how the whole ecosystem, everything counts.
Yep.
Every single thing counts. Every life, every whatever.
And what's that guy named the Real Tarzan on Instagram? Like he goes around to show people how important it is to keep our animals, like saving them, keeping them alive, and not really like killing them, because they play such a major role in our world today, in our future, and people don't seem to realize that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, it's crazy.
I think it's just amazing, how we see a lot of these movies with these crazy ideas, and it looks like, oh, this can't be real life. But the more we keep living, that's
it's
real
a warning.
Life. Stuff I'm seeing at a kid, at this point, we know that almost nearly every star. Have you ever looked at the night sky? Mm-hmm. Nearly every star actually has its own planets in its own solar system. So think about how big the concept of existence is, So it's just like we got to take care of what we got here. You know what I mean? But yeah, segue.
Alright. So, what you got?
Oh,
me?
Oh well.
I'll sit my glasses violence.
Oh, go by. Okay, gotcha. Do we want to end on violence?
I'm coming with it.
Yep. All right. Cool. So here's my topic, y'all. I think I might have touched briefly on this last week, but this is something that really interests me, of course, because when we talk about health, we got to realize that some of us are really we're born with a disadvantage, somewhat of a disadvantage a little bit, and it's good to know what that is so we can know how to strengthen those. So a genetic mutation. This came out in the Washington Post this week. A genetic mutation is associated with increased risk of heart failure in Black people, study finds. So, one thing I think I touched on is that the study was done on Jewish Holocaust survivors, and found that, of course, them being descendants, they have warped DNA, trauma strands. Same thing in African Americans. So this is really deeper studying and expounding on that is what they found. So if I'm just going to skim through just a little bit, right? An underdiagnosed genetic mutation in people of African descent carries an increased risk of heart failure, according to a study. When present in those patients, a genetic variant TTRV112I could lead to a high risk of hereditary transferrin and amyloid cardiomyopathy.
Good job.
Destroyed that. And potentially fatal disease caused by protein buildup in the heart. Researchers at Mount Sinai School of Medicine and the University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine published a study Tuesday in the Journal of American Medical Association. Very, very important, right? With the protein buildup. Because we also got to think about, we're fitness guys. We intake a lot of protein. So now we even got to think about, is there a certain threshold that we got to research and find, so it doesn't, weigh on us, right? But wrapping it up, heart disease is the leading cause of death among all genders and racial ethnic groups, but non-Hispanic Black people are more than twice as likely to die of it, according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. The discovery underscores the need to study non-white populations and their health concerns. And so, I'm not gonna, do y'all want me to finish or is y'all good?
No, I think we get the point.
Okay. So, yeah, man. I mean, we, as Black folk, we gotta just realize, man, we can talk this. We genetically superior and first on the earth, all this good stuff. But we got wounds, man, and that's deep inside even the blood. So just being aware of something like this is of course important. So you can move with caution and knowing not to weigh on those health issues you might have.
That's crazy, man.
But how does that make you? Seriously, how does it make you feel? Because, you can, people talk a lot about, you have this debate, or you might find yourself in this debate, or of Black people not, of course, blaming, what's happened to us and not, you know,
They always
or
tell
people
us
not,
get over it.
or today we're not in slavery, right? But y'all, if we're even affected on a genetic level, reparations can't even be a debate. A genetic level, it's in our genes. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're of African American, you know, descent. So I don't know, man. That of course makes me feel some type of way. But you know, hey, man, it's all good.
Well, Brendan, I don't think you should feel any type of way. You mix with like 6 different
cultures. Man, look, bro, look. All right, yeah, look. He's not. I'm black. Mixed with negro. Mixed with pitch black. Mixed with negro. Mixed with burn. Mixed with. I'm black.
When I think of a pinch of black, I'm like.
Exactly.
No, honestly, like black people, man. We been at a disadvantage, and so many things. It's not just you have diabetes, you know, you have cancer, you know. There's so much things that we're like, just been exposed to, and we're like the leading forefront to it. And there's so much precaution that we need to take as black people, no matter your status, no matter what you have. I don't care if you're rich, if you're the middle class or low class. Approach every situation the same way. You know, everything that you put in your body. If for some reason, you'll see the middle class and the rich black people are the one that's really engaging into like exercising or getting to know how the body works, or getting to know how food, you know, help with their daily life or longevity and whatnot. And you know, you see, white people, a lot of them just like you. A lot of them do that. Like a lot of them just kind of like been exposed to like, okay, I want a healthier life. I want to become a vegetarian or a vegan. You know, a lot of them are exposed to that. So they took more steps. Black people, you know, we're just like, we're like in the back, like, you know, we just living day to day. Yeah. It shouldn't be that like that. You know, you got to kind of like start to invest in your health, invest in yourself. It's not just when when people talk about investment, we're not talking about money. We're just so much commitment,
time,
discipline, research. Everything plays a role. So you really got to be cautious with the stuff that you put into your body. Learn that you are first to experience an illness, a chronic illness, you know, among other groups. So just be mindful, be aware of that, and stop just living just to live. Live for a purpose. Like you want your kids to see you when you're 103.
Purpose. That's a big word.
That
purpose.
Is.
You know? So, yeah.
What were you about to say?
Oh no. I'm just, you know.
No, I wanted to expound on that. You know, where he was.
Purpose.
No. Before that.
Purpose.
Before. No, but about being intentional. Me personally, I like, of course, to talk about this stuff, but I think one thing that's important to fix things is to pinpoint where the issue started and why is it like that today. So let's peel back some layers, right?
All right.
You know, let's stop learning off of memes and social media when it comes to health. For one, I see very blankets.
Yeah.
I see very blanket statements that says Africans were all vegetarians and vegans. Stop it, y'all.
Nope.
There are hundreds of countries and tribes in Africa. Everybody different people ate different. So stop that. Also, what you got to realize is that not only that,
get it out.
I keep doing this, man.
He's just like, he's pointing at it like,
great point.
the word's right there.
No. But I said something about Africa.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did I say about Africa?
Tribes.
Oh yeah. So what you got to do is so let's put about the layers, right? First of all, the disconnect from our culture because of slavery.
Yeah.
Soul food, right? Lupe had a really good verse in a song that I love. He said, they gave us scraps, some of it old, we cooked it up and called it soul. It's good now, right? And that's great, right? We did what we had to do to survive, but we gotta get away from that stuff, y'all. Like, maybe for a cheap day. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but we have to start doing more research.
All right now. So okay.
Uh-oh.
Give me an example.
Look.
That's a touchy subject. Hold on. I didn't get thick for no reason, baby.
I made collard greens this morning. What you trying to say?
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm gonna start with my look. Okay, here's I'm a health coach. Okay. So one thing I coach my clients is of course finding out your blood type and eating correctly for that.
I got it.
Another thing is that we can't necessarily just go off of culture. Is a beautiful thing.
Right.
Whether you're Hispanic culture or Brazilian, whatever, doesn't matter. Like your food and all that stuff is good. I'll eat off of all y'all plate, right? Mm-hmm. But culture does not account for what the blueprint of your body is. You know what I'm saying? Like our body has a blueprint to how we are supposed to already operate, and that is based off our blood type. So we can't say black people need to eat this way and white people need to eat this way and Hispanic people need to eat this way. Mm-hmm. We have to find out what your blood type is, because we also got to realize that we are all mixed too. So whatever blood type you really end up with is how you should be eating. Zeus over here is an O blood type, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm a B blood type. So me knowing that, Zeus is an O, I know that his body, he can eat more foods than any other person. And O is what humanity originally was, aka black folk, right? So they can eat seafood, they can eat meat, they can eat, but they usually have a dairy allergy. You know what I'm saying? But me as a B blood type, I don't necessarily have a dairy allergy, but I did as a kid because my mom was an O blood type. So before I even confuse y'all, understand how detailed it is. So coming from me, the first thing you need to look at when it comes to eating right for you is finding out what your blood type is. Culture's cool, but it does not account for what the blueprint of your body is.
That's true.
But yeah, man, it's a mental slavery type thing. We got to get out of these habits of looking at spiritual health only. We're now getting to mental health and physical health. So we got to realize it's all inclusive.
I feel like I feel like it's starting to become more accepting, like about getting help mentally. We still have a long way to go. I'm actually like really big on mental health because, I have a therapist. She's awesome. I'm not going to do a shout out to her, but she's awesome. Okay. So we definitely need to get back into that. But I agree with you with the whole slavery mentality. We do have to get out of that. But one thing I'm not for is other races forcing us to try to get out of it. Like, I hate when, let me not say hate. I just don't like it when they be like, oh, y'all weren't in slavery,
I hate it. I hate it.
But it still affects us. Like, there's still fragments from that history, our people. So it takes time. So you can't sit here and rush it because you're tired of listening to it. Right. Shit. We tired of living like this. Like, we tired of having to pick up the pieces and try to be great again. Like,
yeah. So I have a reply to that direct point.
All right, what's up?
I halfway agree because, like I said, we're at a critical point in humanity right now. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta put up or shut up. Like, in my mind, like, yeah, like I understand. Of course, we have to heal from things, and it is gonna take time. And if we had like all the time in the world to heal for the next couple hundred years, cool. But we don't. People are dying today. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I'm not saying. Now you said other people from other races telling us, but this is me, black person, telling black folk what they need to do.
Didn't you just say you was a pinch of black?
Huh? I said I'm black mixed with black. What are you talking about? I said black mixed with nigga.
No, it's just a joke.
Oh no, yeah. So the education is out here. The education is here. The world is turning. The world is going to be. The world is becoming a very. It is going to become more of a survival of the fittest, in my opinion. That's where the world is going.
Yeah.
It's what I think people gotta realize. And so it's like, okay, cool. If you want to take mad time to do stuff and cool, do that. But you gotta, sometimes it's a point where you just gotta make a decision.
Yeah.
And it's just, I gotta decide, or I'm gonna die. And I think black people need to think more on a militant level like this. So, yes, we need our therapists and stuff, but go ahead.
So, it's waking up. Things are changing every day. Things are evolving. Obviously, you're gonna have a certain group of people that's making bigger strides than another group. Black people for some reason always seem to be the last because we take that time to grow. We stay and worry about things that happened in the past, and that prevents growth. If you cannot get rid of the issue, it's gonna prevent you from growing. If the issue keep replaying back to back in your head, you're gonna keep living that life again over and over again. And that's gonna alter your potentials to grow. Perfect example, Haiti. The mindset of these people in Haiti, I'm from Haiti, it's my country, they have not evolved. They have not evolved or grown. They still live in that poor state mentality, which is why the country it is what it is right now.
Living in South Florida, being around Haitians.
Yeah,
I hear
you know what I'm saying? This is why the country it is what it is right now. Because you have Dominican Republic that's right next to Haiti, which is our sister. The people living in Dominican Republic itself made greater strides. They are at a way higher level than people in Haiti. And that's why they had to separate themselves from people in Haiti.
Of course,
it was never like that.
Yeah.
So it comes to tell you like you have to get past certain events that happen in your life.
Pacification will kill you over time. Like that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, like listen. It goes for everything. You go through a bad breakup. Yeah, it's gonna take some time to heal, but don't play that scene over and over in your head because it's gonna either alter your new relationship or it's gonna prevent you from growing. Okay, if you made a bad mistake in life, don't keep going back to it. And play like once it happened, take the steps to move forward, or you're gonna stay where you're at. And black people overall, we need to we do acknowledge what happened to us in the past. Yes, it still affects us today. We can use that as a fuel to become better instead of just remaining at a standstill. Reliving that situation. You know how hard it is for me to actually go and see, like driving down the street, seeing like a young brother my age, pants sagging, hair just hanging all over the place, smoking and just walking. Now I'm not judging by the cover.
Yeah.
But I know what that stands for. You know what I'm saying? Not saying like he doesn't have the capabilities or he's not smart or not intelligent, but he don't know how to use those tools to make himself better.
Yeah.
So you gotta change that mindset, man. You gotta move past certain things. This was then, we were gangsters. That's what we wanted to wear, the big white tee. We wanted to be gangsters, but now times changes, bigger things to kind of like go off on, man. Like you want to create a future for your family. You want your skin to speak volume. You know what I'm saying? Like you just want that. And if you walk into a room, I guarantee you, if you walk into a room and you have your pants sagging, your hair all over the place, compared to somebody else that walks in a room, your brother with his clothes nice and fitted, he's serious, he looks sharp. People are gonna look at him before they look at you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say like people do judge by the cover, but this is the reality. So we have to get with time. We have to wake up. Stop living in the past. Yes, we did the drugs. Yes, we did all that stuff. But now it's different. Now you need to grow your mind. Invest in your mind. Invest in your future. Invest in yourself for your family's sake. There's a bigger world out there, man. It's not even about slinging drugs or having all this other stuff. There's a bigger thing that we were just talking about. GMOs, look at all these things that's happening. There's so much bigger things to worry about. But if you keep yourself at a level and you prevent yourself from growing, you're only going to be exposed to what you know. and that's where you're gonna stay.
No, I'm all for healing. I'm all for growth. Like, I'm really big on that. So, you know, I would love to see our people elevate and get better.
Yeah. What's that thing they say? The minute you stop growing, you die.
Yeah.
You die.
Yeah. And just to expound on, you know, I can't, you know, sit here and of course talk with John because I used to sag to pant.
We all
did. That was like here, right?
We all did.
That is a pet.
We all did.
Oh, I mean, some people do. Now the hair all over the place. Me, I like have my hair all over the place. So,
you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? That's me. But anyways.
Yeah, I'm kind of big hair, don't care.
I had dreads too.
my dad was the big, you know, big, clean cut black. I was like, no, bro, I'm doing.
I don't mean it, but have everything contained.
No, I feel you. No, but no, he's right, definitely on, you know, expanding your mind. Like we gotta just realize, so since we're getting into this, black people are getting to a point of looking at mental and physical health more. Yeah. Like, so, you know, we're talking about healing and doing, you know, stuff. So, you know, like I said, I want to go back to me saying, you know, pacification over time, you know, will kill you. Me as a health and fitness coach, as, you know, in my beginning stages of training people, I wanted to pacify everybody. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to help you. I want you to listen to you talk. I want to help you get you through your stuff. You know, me and my clients, we get pretty close. And I'm still that kind of coach, but with time, I've just realized that everybody just not gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
You have to be honest with it.
Yeah, you gotta be honest. So I'm at a point where I'm not wasting my time on pacifying people anymore, because at the end of the day, that person has to make a decision in themselves.
We all have
so
that.
I only choose to work with serious. Like when I video chat people, I tell them, convince me that I should take you as a client. You know what I'm saying? Convince me, like, let me know that you got that in you. You know what I'm saying? Or at least that you have a desire.
I tell my clients, you got to curl a 50-pound dumbbell.
or at least convince me that we can work with you. You don't have to be all the way mentally there or all the way there, but at least convince me that we can build on something and we can make progress. So, you know, like I said.
But you guys are teachers, so when somebody walk up to you, you can see in their demeanor, the way they carry themselves, if they serious or not.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You can listen.
Not necessarily dress. I'm not gonna say not dress, but demeanor, like your attitude.
Yeah, you can see that they're serious. You know what I'm saying? So you guys know, you're a teacher, meaning you see, you know when people are serious. You know, so I mean, like,
black people gotta get serious.
That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta get serious, because I'm not gonna take you serious if you come at me that way. I'm being honest with you.
Like, the black community is coming, like, we having, like, this, I think we're living through, like, kind of a black revolution in our community right now. We don't see it, but we're living through, like, a lot of big change that's happening to us as a community. But I feel like it needs to be more.
Right?
You know? Like, we gotta target the slums and the hoods and the ghettos.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale, Chicago, like, you know,
that's the thing.
We gotta really get into these places where we have, you know, our black people are less fortunate.
Yeah, you can't be in a hood and have a hood mentality. I'm sorry. You can be street smart and still be book smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
You can't let your situation define who you are.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't, because the minute that you do, you fail at everything.
Like, stop saying I'm a product of my environment.
Right. Yeah. You fail at everything.
You know what I'm saying? That's weakness.
Yeah, you fail at everything.
It's literally like, you can turn a bad situation, and if you're determined to...
Perspective is everything.
Yeah, like, if you're really determined to make something be great, you're gonna do that. Trust me. Like, don't let your background or whatever you done been through hold you back, and don't make excuses for yourself. Like, you're in control of everything. Like,
I read this book called The Untethered Soul, and it focuses on that little chattering that we have in our head, that little voice that's always talking nonstop. it refers to it as your roommate. That's your roommate. It's always talking about nonsense. Everything it says, it has nothing to do with nothing. It doesn't matter. It's just talking and rambling.
Yeah.
And you can't shut it.
Yeah.
It goes into how to take control of it, because that little voice can either become a helping tool, or it can be detrimental. Right.
Voice, right.
You know what?
It's crazy because that affects your spiritual connection with God too. Because it blocks everything up.
Because it's always talking. You got to know if that's your mind or God. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's talking nonsense though. It's just talking about nonsense. Like for example, if I move this, it's gonna register in my so you move this. You gotta move it back, or you gotta move this. Like it's just talking about nonsense, like shit that you, excuse my language, but stuff that you don't need to, that you doing, like you seeing for yourself, but it's kind of it's your inner thought.
You mean when you're like on top of a building, you sometimes think about, what if I jump off? I'm kidding. I'm about to go. Y'all don't ever do that. Y'all don't be on top of a building and what if I just
Black people don't.
No, I'm not suicidal.
Black people don't go on top of buildings.
No, I was at a rooftop. Y'all don't ever be like on a roof or somewhere high up and you think,
hell no.
I'm scared of heights. So, baby.
On the roof.
No, but not to suck all the substance out of what you were saying, right? But I feel you.
Y'all want to know something interesting though? Like, I didn't realize this, but I had a little rough, I had a rough little time, and someone was saying, who is the voice of your inner thought?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's not yourself, you need to train yourself, train your mind to get back to your inner thought being your voice.
Right.
Like, for instance, my mother and I, we never had a really good relationship.
Right.
So my inner thoughts was literally her voice, like yelling or telling me negative things.
Right.
And for years, like I literally had to work on training my thoughts to be my own voice. So that way I don't feel negative about myself. I don't feel like if I do a decision, if it's positive, if it's negative, like that's all about growth too. So, guys, I really want y'all to work on like really think like when it comes down to a real decision, a real just anything situation, like whose voice is your inner thought? If it's somebody else and it's not yours, work on it. You literally have to train your mind to be like, yo, this is not cool.
I like that caption. Who's your inner thought?
I feel that.
Because now it's my voice all day, baby.
But yeah, tip of the day.
That's the tip of the day.
Tip of the day. Go ahead.
Me? All right. So my tip of the day. Today is the last day to enroll in healthcare.
Whoop, whoop.
If you're on live, do that right now. Today's the last day to enroll for your healthcare. If you want to start in 2020, and of course, if you're watching this tomorrow, you're too late. So you got to do it late now. Also, health tip. Okay, health tip comes from my experience on Friday night.
Oh God.
What you do?
If you know your limit when it comes to drinking.
Amen.
Do not let your friends. don't let them pressure you to keep drinking, man. Like, all right. So I'll put it like this, right? I'm the health guy. I'm the fit guy of one of my crews, right? I guess you got my boy Gio and Cam, and we used to party hard back in the day, 2015, 16. Do a lot. Yeah, Buckhead bars, Edgewood, kick all that. And obviously my lifestyle is a lot more, structured. As far as my health and work and stuff. And they're in the music. They're in the music. So, and when you're in the music studios, drinking is a little bit more common. Mm-hmm. So, man, we get to the door, shot, mandatory shot. You know what I'm saying? Boy, pull up, everybody shot. We go shot. So, and by the time the end of the night comes, and you know, my boys have spotted, you know, some pretty black, you know, women. One of them actually came and sat near me, but I was so gone, I'm just sitting there like trying to keep my composure. And and I'm not even under realizing, oh shoot, I'm supposed to wingman for my boy. So his dad, who's actually with us, he takes my wingman spot and talks to the friend. Bro, and I'm just like, and I'm like, y'all, like, I can never be too drunk to where I can't wingman for my homie. So that's my tip of the day, y'all. Know your limit when it comes to alcohol. Don't let peer pressure and friends make you overdrink and stuff.
Think of your liver.
At the end of the day, alcohol is poison. You know what I'm saying? If you do your thing, you know, do your thing. But yeah, don't drink too much. That's my tip. Peer pressure.
Jeff, what's your tip?
My tip, health tip of the day is fiber. As you know, fiber intake, it depends on, of course, the age, the gender. You know, for example, if somebody's 50 years and older, they might have to take about maybe 35 to 40 grams of fiber a day, compared to somebody that's younger, which still have to take a little less. So make sure you take your fiber, take an adequate amount. Find out your age, of course, you know your age, but find out how much you need to take.
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom because you need that. You need that thing moving.
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
5, 6 a.m.
You need to keep moving. You know, get.
Oh my.
You know how we say get rid of those bad thoughts. Get rid of everything that don't need to be there. You know.
Yeah.
So, make sure you stay on your fiber and drink lots of water and smile.
I feel that.
Okay. So my tip goes hand in hand with women's health. Ladies, please clean your makeup brushes.
What?
Clean your makeup brushes.
I feel like
Clean your
she's
makeup brushes.
Yeah, you ain't never. Okay, like.
We missed that. Just let her have it.
Yeah.
The ladies will get it.
It makes sense because actually there's a lot of women who, you know, they don't properly clean their makeup brushes. So if you're wearing makeup every day and you're constantly using that same makeup brush that hasn't been cleaned in like 2-3 weeks, that stuff, it clogs up your pores. It can cause bad bacteria. It just acne. Like I not even trying to be funny, but I know y'all seen females with like crunch bar faces.
Yeah.
So
Crunch,
you know.
crunch.
Not discounting that sometimes it could be a genetic thing.
Sometimes it can be genetic, but
mean,
sometimes it can be from not properly washing your face. Because I'm not going to name any names, but I know women who wake up, they just get the crust out their eyes and put on their makeup. Don't wash their face, don't wash the breath. I know some disgusting women.
Ooh, don't be kissing everybody out here, y'all.
Boom!
With the morning breath and everything?
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Just slap some makeup on it.
I
See,
know.
look, bro, yo,
Look,
I'm
think
you,
about it.
Look, that's why I gotta
Think
be
about
my lady without the.
Listen, she smacked
Think
the makeup
about
on
it.
and smacked
Matter
you
of
with a good
fact.
morning.
I know, right?
Matter of fact, lashes ain't been clean. But actually I came barefaced today just because of it. Like I, did my daily wash, no makeup. Nah, seriously. Like I'm kind of glowing from the shea butter. Like drank a lot of water, but no, seriously, I really wanted to hit on women cleaning their makeup brushes. There's actually a few ways you can do it, but one of the ways I know a lot of makeup artists do is they'll get like a spray bottle and put alcohol in it, and they'll lay out their makeup brushes and spray them and dry them off. Or you can use, I think it's like a makeup cleanser.
Can't throw them in the dishwasher?
Yeah.
Dishwasher.
They're not spoons.
Look, my girl.
I would probably do that.
My wife
Don't
gonna
do
be
that.
like, babe, can you wash my makeup thing?
All
too?"
right.
yeah,
Right in the
Don't
dishwasher.
Bro, on the real
Somebody
though,
gonna be
that
going back.
That dishwasher clutch.
So
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You know, and let's not put on our makeup in public places. You know, in the car. I've seen a few women drive and put on their makeup.
Don't do that. Please
That's so dangerous.
That,
It's horrible. So that's my tip.
But women, you still are amazing. I must say, you guys are extremely strong in so many ways. You know, it's a big thing for a man to have a strong woman, because we come to terms that we're not all that at all. You guys are. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right,
I used to
then
think.
what you gotta
Listen,
say?
I
already see how this podcast is gonna go. Zeus is about to become the male voice of all the ladies love.
Listen,
and they're gonna look at me as like.
I already told you.
But listen. You only realize that. Realize that if you're in a deep committed relationship, right? When you spend most of your times with that person, because when I was single and I was just dating on that matter, I was just like, I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just about me. But now it's not even about me at all. Like, it's crazy because it's not even about me at all. You know, whatever decision that we're doing, we're making together. You know, even if she asks, like, what do you think, babe? You know what, girl, you're right. It works. It's like, yep. Yes.
Happy wife face.
But honestly,
that goals though.
Honestly, that's what it comes down to, and you realize, and you start to see how strong. I mean, you might know that you have a strong woman, but you like in certain situations, the decision that this person makes or the steps that they take, you be like, God damn, what I would have never got. I never did that shit. Like that they're so strong, and all the strong women out there. I mean, like, your parents did a good job raising you. Shout out to you. Raise your kids that way.
Please.
And stop letting men take advantage of you, because, man, like, you can take advantage of them. Just saying.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, but you know, just to expound on that. No, you know, Jeff is definitely right, man. I've been in great relationships with great women. You know, thank God, of course, those didn't end on bad terms. So. You know, there's still, you know, of course, that respect there. So, yeah, man, like, I mean, we need our woman. Like, let's not flex. Yesterday, hour ride back from Conyers to, we in Marietta. Shoot, I'm being a sap on Twitter. At 26, all I can think about is a wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that. You know, that's what I really look forward to, you know, in my life. Just that fulfillment of raising kids and having that life partner to build with, because I mean, yo, like, men, like, we need our ladies, and we need I find it, especially me, I need women most of my life in this area, just because dudes act like they too hard to talk about stuff. Ladies, like, y'all help us get stuff off of our chest a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I find that I do have more women, way more women in my life than guys, because I know I'm just naturally a little bit more, you know, vulnerable and you know, secure to talking and stuff. And it's, of course, the ladies in my life, whether it's, you know, moms, sisters, or a close friend, or whoever I was dating, that, of course, helped me to continually filter out all that energy, and that's therapeutic and healing, you know, to the mind and spirit, you know, over time. So, yeah, man, woman, black, you know, especially my black woman, you know what I'm saying?
Black women.
All shades, you know what I'm saying? From the vanilla to the dark chocolate. You know, all shapes and sizes, heights, and, you know.
First of all, can I just say I love this? Like,
look at her. Look, she's glowing right now. Look at her. She's glowing.
This black is beautiful.
hey, take notes. You know what I'm saying? This is how. No, for real. I also want this podcast to be a great example for just how black men should treat. Y'all see how when she start talking, me and Jeff usually, you know, even if she interjects, me and Jeff kind of let her do her thing. You know, and that's just, and that's not giving her necessarily a one-up, but it's just respect for the women in the room. Because the woman, at the end of the day, we have different struggles, but they do go through, you know, a little more than, of course, you know, men doing. Like
Men break before women break, man.
you know, so yeah, we gotta just respect them even on that level. Y'all deal with more, man.
Yeah,
y'all deal with more, so y'all do deserve a little bit like more care in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, but of course, you know, men. You know, we're important too. We gotta look at what's going on with us too. But
I feel like, you know, we do a good job. When you find a good woman, she's gonna take care.
A good woman. That's a big word.
Yeah.
A good
Not all
woman,
women.
Good woman.
Not all women, but when you find a good woman, she's gonna make sure she
Can I just
she
talk
takes
about my
care.
ex?
No.
She was a great woman.
Aww.
No, she was. Yo, Brianna, if you watching this, shout out to you. Yo,
Lord have mercy.
no, for real, no. I mean, things it ended, you know, peacefully and for certain reasons, but she was honestly like a very good example of what I know I need and want in a woman. Yo, let me tell you, man, a woman the word that understands what you trying to tell her, a woman that understands your heart and what you trying to convey is such a rarity. So if you find that one that understands you,
a woman that says, "Lead and I'll follow."
Oh my God! Please, where is she, man? Please, what? I'm sorry. No, I need that.
Lead, I'll follow.
You know
I need that, bro.
Goddamn.
We gotta have like we gotta have some relationship goals
This
episode.
we can.
Like,
next pod.
What they say in church? My Lord.
My you know, why? You know what I'm saying? Get on that organ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually wanna. I love talking about black love. You know what we could work on, what's beautiful about it, and it's just I love this.
Yo,
guys.
we got for real. Like we need to talk. It doesn't have to be the topic now, but really talk about how in our black community we treat each other in relationships. Because I do think our community suffers more than a lot of others in our relationships. And you can look at the statistics of that. So we don't have to, of course, you know, do all that now. You know, I'm pretty sure we still got topics and health stuff to get to. But we gotta talk about that though, man. We gotta talk about in the black community how we operate in relationships because. You know, the world is losing that care for the life partner. You know, I think that's slowly dissipating. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Women take notes too.
Do take notes. On that state, we're moving to what did you learn this week?
What did I learn this week?
One thing. Give us one thing that you learned this week that you didn't know.
That's actually a lot. Come back to me.
Okay. All right.
Really on me, man.
But no, go ahead, me.
What you found it?
Oh, okay. I learned that the Milky Way galaxy is about 100 billion years old. Our galaxy is 100 billion years old. So we're one of the more ancient galaxies in the universe. You know, I like I said, I like to study astronomy a lot, y'all. So that's my tip.
Okay. This week I learned. It's more like on a self thing, but something I learned was definitely about time management. Like, I'm one of those people who will make a whole agenda for the day, and I would get so upset if I don't accomplish everything.
Right.
So I definitely have to learn about time management, how important it is, and don't make promises you can't keep. You know. So yeah.
Wow, that's very deep. So time management is so important. It's important, but
I
really learned that with this entrepreneur life, yo. It's so easy to just waste time. Like, I'll wake up, I'll have some tasks to do, and it's like, yo, there's a lot more hours in the day. And so, Yeah, like, especially if you're really just trying to go towards that business owner. Like, even with whatever job, 9 to 5 you got right now, start practicing time management in certain areas. You're obviously already doing it with a job, but don't ever come home and not work on something you got you want to do and got going on. So you can turn that into your income eventually.
For sure.
But yeah, manage that time so you can get to that point.
What I learned this week was that I learned that I want more about myself, from myself. Like I have a high expectation, and I know, and I want more. So I decided to start not just doing research, but learning more. So I'm learning all these different things that I never thought that I would need. You know what I'm saying? So business financials, learning the whole finance of business and how everything works. I started learning that, I mean, it's so important because obviously I want to own my own business, and I want to know everything about my business to the point where if I hire somebody else to do it and they're screwing up or they get one over me, I'll be able to know. So I realized that I needed to invest a little bit more in myself, and it's so important, and that's why I brought it up earlier. I'm like, invest in yourself, and it's not just about money; it's other things that plays a key role. So they have this Udemy. It has all these different
Great website.
Love for that website. Learning anything and everything you can learn.
That's why I learned Facebook and Instagram ads.
Yep, everything you can learn. Anything that you want to learn, you'll find it on there. You can learn, and it's so cheap. $11.99. It's so cheap.
They be like $200.
Right.
Got $11.99.
Right. You don't gotta go. You don't gotta go to school for 2 years. You don't have to pay a high amount of tuition or anything. $11.99, $12.99, $14.99, depending on the course, and you get everything. You learn. It's good to soak in information. So
let's expound on that. Going to college versus doing just your own research and learning for whatever you want to do. What would you push when you have a kid, right? What would you push for in your kid? Go like obviously it depends on what field you're going for.
right.
But what you think on that? College versus just your own research.
So with my experience, when I started college, I was not ready. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My parents was just like, "You're not gonna sit in the house. You're going to college." So that was like actually a bad experience for me when I first went. Mm-hmm. When I have kids, I'm gonna actually start a fund for them, a college fund. But when they get to the age to determine if they're gonna go to college or not, they really have 2 or 3 choices. They can either go into the work field, they can go to college, or we can pick up a trade. Yeah. Either way, my child's still gonna get that money because I saved it for them. I want them to exceed. I don't want to send my child out of my house unless I know that they are okay. And in our community, we have kind of a habit of, when you're 18, you're on your own, or, kind of pushing our kids out early. And that's why a lot of us are having to learn the hard way about how to really survive out here. So, with my child, you can either go into the workforce, and the money that I save, that could be yours to, help you put a down payment on a house, do whatever you need to do. Let's start you a business or whatever. You could pick up a trade, or you can go to college. That's your 3, but failure is not an option.
Yeah. So I wish I'd known this, when I was younger, and I do agree with you when with being 18, having to get out the house. I mean, my 18th birthday, my dad was drinking Hennessy. What you celebrate, dog? It's time for you to get the hell out. Celebrate you being out the damn house. But no, honestly, I wish I know what I know now. I knew what I know now. I would tell my kid that if you're gonna go to college, I need you to be serious and know what you want to go to college for and the goal. Because a lot of us, we go to college because of, we hear, we potentially like this idea, but then we hear that it's a nice place to go, there's parties, it's a great experience. A lot of us put that as a priority over everything else, not factoring in that we're going to pay a lot of money for school and we're going to have to pay that stuff back.
Unless you're learning all this.
Right. And then with the potential of not landing a good job after college, because you go around after college, you're trying to apply for a job and they'll be like, I need 5 years of experience in that field. And I just got out of college. I don't have 5 years of experience.
That's a lot of it's actually a lot of people. It's like
right.
Can't
So it kind of defeats the purpose, right? So if you're gonna go to college, first of all, it has to be something that's worth it. That's one, and you have to really have a goal. So if you tell me you want to go to school for become a radiologist or a scientist, whatever, what's the goal behind it? Then I will accept that. But if you just want to go to college because you don't know what you really want to do, but this sounds interesting, that sounds interesting, I'm be like, hell no. Because at that point, you're wasting yourself. Because 90% of the time, when you go to college, you're not going to find what you want to go to school for. You're just going to follow somebody else because they tell you, like, this is really good, this suits you, you should do this. Or your friend is doing that. You're not going to find what you want to go to. You're not going to have time to explore. Because you still got school work to do. You still have other things, so you're not going to have
no life.
You have no life.
I look at my roommate Crawford, bro. I be feeling for him, man. Yeah. Like all he knows is work and school, and that was me too. I had like multiple jobs and school, but I know when I have a kid, this is how I'm gonna tell him, like, whatever you're passionate about, pursue that and educate yourself in that. And if you have to go to college for what you want to do, we're not leaving this house until you are solidified in whatever your major is. Coming out of high school, you don't have to go straight to college if you don't know what you want to do. If you're coming out of high school, look, if you want to stay in my house for a little bit more, cool, but find work in a field or something you're passionate about, at least. Like, find something you like to do, and then find work around that. And then while you're doing that, research or explore what you might want to do, or if that's what you want to do. Like, just always continue to educate yourself. You don't need college to educate you. There's plenty of resources out here.
Yeah.
You can reach out to other people who have maybe been in the field that you want to go to, or has already done that. Because, man, look, I went to college for graphic design and animation, and it was like I went to college for graphic design and animation, and I'm a graphic designer now, and I use all my skills, right now to, build and create. But it's just a situation of like, everything I learned in college, I actually learned from 2007 up through high school, because I was educated myself about graphic design. And so I didn't even learn much in college except maybe websites. So, that's pretty much.
Yeah, and speaking about passion, being passionate about something, I don't think people really find out what they're really passionate about until a certain event or certain thing.
Because you gotta go through things.
You got to go through things to find out what you don't like and what you like. You're not just gonna. This is why I never believe when people's like, "Well, you're born with a gift. You already knew this was gonna be." No, you don't, because you have to experience. Because you can go through 50 things. Out of that 50 things, you're gonna find 25 things that you don't like, and 25 things that you like. And then out of that 25, you're gonna find 12 and a half things that you don't like, and 12 and a half things that you like. You know what I'm saying? So you have to go through a lot of things, go to a different lot of fields to kind of figure out what you like. And I've been there. And that's when you start to figure out like what you're passionate about. It's not something that just get thrown at you, or you just that special that you already knew what you wanted to do. No, yeah, this is a good idea. It caught your interest, but you're not 100% sure if that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that it's really important that you learn as much as you can learn.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you something is going to catch your attention, then you're going to narrow it down, and then it's going to start to become something that you really like, or don't like. So that's why I was talking about Udemy, find out just like start learning, just learn, and everything will start to fall in place after that.
Right.
What's his name? Walt? Is it Walt Disney? He said you don't really become a millionaire. You know what? I don't think that was him, but look like him. But he said you don't really become a millionaire until you're 40 because all those other years, all you've been doing is preparing, like prepping to become that millionaire. So, all these, like us being young, all we're doing right now is prepping for the bigger picture. Everything that we do every day,
Even
every
this
single
podcast,
day, even this podcast, is something for the growth of Brandon, Mimi, Jeff. You know, for the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just we're learning. You know, so I mean that's what we should do as people. You know, every day just. Learn something. That's just like, you know, what did you learn this week? Learn something new. I'm telling you.
There's just, the thing is, people gotta, you gotta experience things, man. Think about this, right? Some people never leave their hood. Like, living in Fort Lauderdale, you know, for 6 months, I realized, so many people around here have actually never left Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Some of these people haven't even been to Miami. You know what I mean? Like, they've never left Fort Lauderdale. And then imagine how small that mind might be from not experiencing. You know, maybe they've expanded their own mind through the internet or getting to something. Who knows? But then think about the person that's never left their state. Then think about the person that's never left their country. So there's so many levels. There's so many levels to how open or closed-minded you can be. And so you have to keep having experiences, whether it's just traveling or researching or learning to grow. And if you're not growing, like Jeff said, you're dying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Either mentally, physically, whatever.
There's a secret in what we all just said. You know?
Oh.
There's a secret in what we just said. That secret is to learn. Learning mean by opening a book or traveling. You learn by what you see, what you read, what you allow to invade your mind is learning. So that's the only way you're going to grow. So if you stay in one area and you just stay in that one area, your mind is limited to how far it could go. But if you want to expand, travel, read. Because when we read, we create a picture in our mind. You know, if I'm reading something that's fiction, you know, it's talking about a specific place, giving me details about that place, I'm going to create that picture in my mind. So even though I'm not there physically.
And however you want to.
However you want.
Know,
you know
versus, that's why people, I've always, like, look at people who like reading the book story version more than watching the movie. It's weird. Yeah. But then it's like, when you're reading, you can really kind of create the picture how you want.
Right. And it kind of create like a sense of involvement. Yeah. You know, like you feel involved. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like
you're not just on a ride.
Right.
Like
it sounds crazy.
You're controlling the pace.
You're controlling the pace of everything. Yeah. You know, so
that's a bar. We can't get rid of books.
Seriously,
we can't get rid of books.
Like,
that's a bar.
Honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, technically, you can travel through words. You can travel through books. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You can travel to Florida. You can travel to Australia. You can travel to
imaginary land.
Imaginary land. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you can travel through books. If you don't have the funds to travel to that place itself, you can travel through books and learn through books. Because one day when you do travel, you're gonna be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So just because you can't make it there physically, don't mean that you can't learn from a book. Like, you open the book about that country, that state, read about it. You know, it'll just give you kind of like an insight, like, man, this is amazing. So you can travel through books. You can travel through books.
It's funny to say that.
You can travel through books. I do this thing, right? My favorite movies, there's this website, I go and I pull up the script because I like to write. And I have a lot of short stories that I write, right? And I eventually put it into a book. Never really published it, but like I have a ton of short stories because I like to write. I love films. So I'll go through like the script and I'll read the script. And I realized that from watching the movie and reading the script, I feel a little bit more intensity from reading it because I'm just like picturing everything, you know? And when you're watching something on TV, you know, things happen so fast, sometimes you miss a certain area, you know, or a certain thing that happened, you know.
Yeah.
So I go back and I read scripts. Like it's so crazy because the last one I read was Silence of the Lamb, I believe.
Okay. That's
And
a good one.
oh yeah, like it's just amazing work. You know how they focus everything internally, externally. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
that's just me, but it's cool.
Can I just say how much I love being around black folk? Like, I lived in Florida for 5 years. I'm looking at Jeff, you know what I'm saying, with the nice cut and the beard that I need. I'm looking at, you know, I'm like Mimi, you know what I'm saying, with the hair out, nice, you know what I'm saying, and then me, you know what I mean, I'm alright, you know. Look at this beautiful black panel. God, alright, let's stop. Go ahead, man. Yeah.
But
But I feel that.
No, I was just saying, like, I'm a big fan of books. Actually, my boyfriend and I, we have a collection of Black American books.
Yeah.
We just decided on building more, you know, just in case we decide to get married and have kids. We want our kids to read
For sure.
Black books.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually got a gift of a picture book, but it's about Joe Louis. And it's a beautiful picture book. But reading is awesome, and I prefer reading. I actually have this challenge. So I challenge myself to read a book, one book, 1 month.
Here's one thing I will say about reading too. So like, what I want to say is be of course aware or cautious of what you read. I think we're also in an age where people feel like if it's in a book, it must be fact or true or law.
Oh no, still do research.
Also understand that everybody has an intention or a message that they want to get out or something.
Opinion,
so, you know, do even your research on the book or the author, you know, and don't just blindly just read anything and think that because it's in a book, it's in there true. Like, we've kind of, like, the same way, you know, a lot of people look at the internet as if it's the internet may be true. We've always done that with books, to be honest, even before the internet. If it's in a book, it's true. If it's a book, it's true. But a book is still a resource. So also when you're reading or in the library, research your author a little bit. You know, if it's about information or education, you know, research a little bit of the resources or references to make sure what you're reading is true or rooted in fact, because sometimes you might not be reading what you think is true. So
you wanna know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
In high school, I was a little rebel because I had an issue with our history books.
I've argued with my history teacher so many times.
They hated
Mr.
me.
Bond with his name. Shout out Mr. Bond if you watching this. We had a lot of friendly debates.
Right.
The Trail of Tears, like
Trail of
everything,
Tears.
natives.
I used to be so mad about how they represented black people in the book.
Yeah.
But just so much of the history, like I used to actually do my own history and stuff, and I would debate the teachers, but I'm just like, this ain't the full truth, or this ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can go all day about it, but that was the first thing I had an issue with. Like, don't teach us the wrong stuff. If you gonna teach us some history, teach us some history.
Look, black folk, like, we just gotta create more education in the black community. To be honest, like when we have kids, we just gotta think about, okay, do we want them to go to the typical public school, or do we want to put them in this school that we know is, built and educated from black resources, or if you're gonna home, school your kids. So I think that's one thing that's very important for people to think about is, if you have a black child, what kind of environment do you want them to learn in? With my ex, she, had a 5-year-old son, and, just seeing how he had experiences in a great school, but with Caucasian people, his everything was, he couldn't, focus. They thought he had ADHD, like he moves a lot, blah, blah, blah. He's a really, she put him in a predominantly black school. Wasn't as, high esteem, but it's still a good school, but now he's able to concentrate. The teachers never have a problem. He's being taught, he's around people that look like him. So,
That's important.
And of course, you have your people that have, you grow up in maybe a predominantly Caucasian area, and you have to use limited resources. But if you can educate your child with black resources in a black environment, do that, because they need that sense of community, and not feeling kind of ostracized. Yeah. I've been to a predominantly Caucasian school, and I've felt ostracization. So definitely think about that.
Yeah.
So, I wanted us to kind of shed some light on what happened yesterday.
Cumberland, that's your topic, right?
Yeah. So there was a shooting in Cumberland Mall yesterday. I go out there all the time.
I go to that food
I was
court.
gonna go there.
I work at that food court sometimes.
Oh, yeah?
Sometimes when I don't want to be here, I just go there, take my laptop to the food court, bro.
I go there.
You know what? It's sad because I just told my boyfriend, sometimes when I go to Cumberland Mall, I can't find nothing but the food court.
Was it NTN, whatever? That smell just lingers around the whole damn building.
Yo, I'm sorry, but Mandarin Express, they bourbon chicken and rice.
That just sounds like heaven right now. I'm sorry, I didn't eat breakfast. I cook breakfast and don't eat breakfast. Okay.
Worrying about the man. Look, that's a good black one. She worrying about the man.
I got up at 5 o'clock and cooked my baby breakfast.
Yep. And she didn't eat anything.
And I didn't eat anything. I was focused on podcast.
So what exactly happened? Yeah.
So no details really have been given, but they said there was an altercation between two known parties, like they knew each other, and shots were fired. I'm not 100% sure like what the story is between those two guys, but I think they caught them. But it's coming to show you like you inside of a mall, you have traffic, you have young kids running around, people in general.
Someone they said one person got injured. Was it one of the people or a bystander?
I think it was the person, one of the like the friend, but they know each other, so
They ain't friends. They're shooting at each other.
Yeah, right. But it's still, whether if it was they were friends or not, you're in a safe location, where people come there to shop. When I go to Cumberland Mall, I'm there for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I don't even go to shop sometimes. I just go because I want to be around people.
Well, if I'm like with my wife, we go to buy stuff. She will stop at all the girls' stores, and I'm like, but.
Look, trying to survive. Look at her.
Tell your wife to call me.
Hey, she gonna listen back to this and be like, oh, so what?
Wait, not to change topic, but what's bad about that is that she was like, baby, you like this? I'm like, yeah, try it on. She's like, I don't like it. I like that one. I'm like, you like it? She's like, yeah. I'm like, get it. I don't know how I feel about it, really. I mean, I'm like, you like that one? It looks good. You wanna try it on? I don't know. And then here's the girl that's the girl in there that's trying to sell stuff. Come on, girl, I got you. Look, we're gonna try this, and I'm like, how long is that gonna take? Like, oh, it's gonna take some time. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. She come out with the first dress. She's like, what do you think, babe? It looks good. And the girl like, yeah, that looks really nice. I'm jealous of you. You know what? I have another one that might fit you even better that you're gonna like.
That's a good salesperson.
I'm like, God damn. I'm like, babe, if you ask me,
he's
all of them look the same.
Yeah.
They all look good. They look good on you because you have a nice body, babe, and I love it. They're all sexy as hell. You should get that one. She's like, I don't know about that one. She's like, oh, what are you looking for specifically?
I'll be asleep on a bench
but here's
in
the, thing, bro.
the middle of the aisle. That's me.
Here's the thing. How are you going to ask somebody what are they looking for after having them try on like 50 dresses? Come on. Like, whatever. So that was, and we leave that store. She's like, maybe I'll come back for it. We leave that store. I'm like, okay. We go upstairs. Here's another store. Let's stop in here. What do you think about this same thing over and over every girl's store? And I swear to God,
what store?
We will leave the store with nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
With nothing.
With nothing, yo. Cumberland isn't Cumberland even not even that big, but you could be in there.
But right.
Wow,
But and I'm like, babe, so you didn't get the dress? Yeah, I'll probably just order one online. I didn't like all the dresses that I tried on.
But it's something about Cumberland because, like, when I go to Town Center, I can find stuff in there. But with Cumberland, like, that has to be like, all right, I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah,
I'm
last
pretty
minute
sure,
stuff, right?
because normally when I go to the mall, I know, like, exactly what I want. You know, rather it be like, all right, you looking for a jacket, you looking for a dress, you looking for this. You know what color you want and stuff. Well, Cumberland, man, you literally have to go in here like, look, this is what I want. If you don't have it, I gotta go. I can't find nothing in Cumberland. I go to Town Center or I go to Outlet. So
this is crazy. So yeah, people just be there for a long time, and then you have a shooting that's going on.
Yeah, y'all wildin', bro. Y'all
you know,
there's actually a source that said it was over some Jordans.
Over some Jordans. Like,
Stop this materialism. I know we ain't had nothing for 400 years, but we do not gotta kill each other over things, y'all. Vanity Slaves. Look that up. Kendrick Lamar, man. He has a bar in there, man. Mm-hmm. You know, the whole song is just talking about how because, 400 years of slavery, we're at a point of overconsumption and materialism.
That was in his first album, I believe.
So it's like, y'all, like, over Jordans, dog.
Over Jordans. Like,
stop, bro.
I just, like...
God, please don't let me go out this world over something so small, like things.
I'm trying to tell you.
I need to go out a deep way or something. I don't know. Have some meaning to my death.
People be going out here.
Jumping off the roof. Stop. I'm saying. Stop.
I thought we was gonna leave stuff in the past, Jeff.
Right. I'm gonna keep using that because I'm
y'all don't ever have like a split second crazy thought. Y'all don't ever have like a crazy. Okay, so you've never been on a roller coaster and just thought, yo, what if I fell out this thing?
But my crazy thought is always me surviving. I never die.
Right.
Your case.
I didn't say
you're dead.
I didn't say I was gonna. I was just
you're
like
not making it alive.
No.
Like I wonder if I jump off this cliff with no parachute.
Yo, you know what? Hey,
yo,
in the comments, listeners, viewers, I know somebody can relate. Just every now and then, you might have just like a crazy thought. Not necessarily something that you're gonna do or act on or think, but sometimes you just think something wild out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
But I always made it out unscathed.
Yeah.
Right.
You did.
You dead, bro.
Wow. All right. And you know what? Big ups to Miss Jamaica.
Oh.
She actually just won the title of Miss World.
Did she?
Oh.
Miss Jamaica. But y'all know this is the first time we had all black women.
Yeah.
Miss USA, Miss America, Teen USA, Universe, and now
all
World.
Beautiful. They're
all beautiful black
and I started following
women.
I started following them on Instagram, and man, let me just say, they post every 30 minutes. That's a lot of posting.
Yeah.
That's a lot of posting. Yeah. But they're very beautiful.
Do you want to cut that part out?
No. Listen.
Okay, so we thinking the same thing. I was like,
I
don't know. I might still have the chance to be the one to ladies love on the podcast.
Wifey is okay with that because those are women that they're not thoughts. They're not thoughts, and they just like black women that's doing black things.
Yeah.
And black skin. It's amazing. But no, I was just like, man, I was scrolling down Instagram and they was just posting a lot. It was just like one after another. I'm like, okay, I might need to unfollow Miss Jamaica. All right, I'm playing.
Or mute the post. There you go, mute it. You still got to follow, but I don't need to see all that.
But seriously, big ups to them, man. I mean, they are very. I know Miss Jamaica. She's doing a lot of things, and shout outs to her. She's what's her name? How you say her name? You know how to say her name?
All right, so big ups, all my beautiful black women.
Yes, definitely.
Hey man, I love black women. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person. I've dated like all races and ethnicities. Let me stop. Stop. Not all. I lived in Florida for 5 years. I've lived in Florida for 5 years, so I experienced Jamaica. I'm Haitian by association, living in Florida. Like, to be honest, I love my Haitian folk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
African Americans, we wouldn't be free without Haiti. To be honest, let's keep that on.
Big up.
But yeah, man. Like, I've dated German, Caucasian, Asian, like whatever. Like
Russian.
Huh?
Russian?
German.
Oh.
And you know, nobody can touch my soul and spirit like the black one.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I done crossed the 7 seas. All right, let me stop. No.
I believe you did.
Y'all got
I believe you did.
Have you ever dated a woman out of your?
I've dated a white girl before. I've dated a Puerto Rican girl before. Jamaican before. Of course, a Haitian. And I think out of all of them,
no, you never dated a white girl?
I did. I said that.
Okay.
Out of all of them, it's funny because the white girl that I dated, she act like but she was like, she act like a black woman.
Was it the one you told me about? That gotcha.
On podcast. I ain't telling you shit.
I'm not saying. You see, I'm not saying.
No. She was. Yeah, that was her. She acted like a black girl. She was good. She was like really, really dope. But I think that there was a connection missing to a certain extent. You know, and we could never find that connection. But we were very compatible. Let's just say that. The Jamaican girl, crazy.
Oh, we know we're crazy.
Crazy, especially if they like. Yeah, especially if they're like.
No.
Especially if they're like Jamaican, like fresh,
like raw.
They haven't been here. Like they have the accent. They haven't been here for too long. Mentality in Jamaica and mentality crazy. Haitian girls,
crazy too.
Crazy, possessive as hell.
Oh.
Crazy.
Try New Jersey.
Too late,
Jamaican,
Brendan. I'm married.
Black and Dominican.
All in one.
Yo,
that's like,
bro.
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That's another tour.
That's
story. Go ahead.
No, but my wife, she's from Trinidad. She's Trinidadian, right? Like Rihanna.
Oh,
okay.
I dated a Trinidad.
Let me tell you, that didn't sound right. But,
no, stop, y'all. Come on, man. All right.
I wasn't trying to shit like Jeff. Why you do that?
You know what?
You still want to jump off that roof? I'll join you. Like, look, Brandon, we're not gonna make it. But look, I'm sorry. But listen, honestly, yeah, she's Trinidadian. And man, they're so amazing, man. I didn't know they were so. I didn't know they were. No, listen, listen.
Please don't. Look, I know YouTube and me is a big thing. Just don't make me that guy. Like, go ahead.
Look,
like, what did you say?
Listen, and real quick. Brandon was the guy that was doing the training video a long time ago and hit himself in the balls. Just saying that. It went viral. But,
wow.
Just saying that. Yes, no. Fine. But, so she's from Trinidad, and I didn't know Trinidadian people were like so family oriented. You know, like they're like glue. Like they stick to their family. It's all about family to them. Everything's about family. Everything they do, from cooking to hanging out to parties, is just family. And I appreciate that a lot because me and my family, we were not as close, you know, and she kind of helped me to kind of restructure that part of my life where I value my family way more because sometimes we tend to forget what's important. You know, family is the most important thing. And I appreciate that. And she's so sweet, man. They're so loving, like so kind. Like I used to look at Rihanna. I always liked Rihanna before I met my wife. And it was just something. I'm like, yo, Rihanna's cool. It wasn't. Listen, it wasn't. It wasn't even. It wasn't. I thought that was
still like it, don't you?
I still do. But listen, Rihanna. It was something about Rihanna. Like she like on top of her game, but she was so chill, like laid back. She's not cocky with it. She's just herself, man. And I appreciate that a lot. And meeting my wife and meeting her side of the family, first of all, they're beautiful people. I gotta say, like gorgeous. Like, are you sure you're not like white and black? Cause it gets so light, you know. Like, no, they're like, no, we're straight black people. Like Indianish looking, like complexion. You know, so beautiful people. So, you know, and they're so chill, so calm and laid back, and I enjoy that a lot, man. And that's just that. But I've dated.
So, you know, we're going to wind things down a little bit. Come back to our quote of the day, right?
Yes.
Every moment of resistance to temptation is a victory. And the way I expound on it and reflect on that is, you know, a lot of like us as, you know, human beings and the way we live is we're always succumbing to our desires. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta realize that our body, you know, wants things that our mind or spirit our soul might not necessarily want. You know what I'm saying? So it's a constant struggle between what your body desires and what you know you need or, you know, don't. So just know when you know, resist that cake, or, you know, driving by, you know, Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying? When you drive by Chick-fil-A on a Sunday, that's a win. That's a win. No, never mind. It feels like a loss, but it is a win. No, but really though, just think about it. Your temptations and things that, you know, you don't necessarily need to feed into. When you win against those and resist those, it's a victory. You become stronger, you know, for it. So
that's all about. That kind of ties with like self-love. Like when you're dedicated about something, you know, everything is a choice. So if you know, like, it's the good and the bad, and you're like, I don't really do this other choice, like, and you don't do it, that is a victory. Like, you know, small victories.
yes, ma'am.
Causes you know, big things.
Big thing. So,
Yeah.
and I actually like this quote a lot because my little sister messaged me yesterday, and I think last episode we talked about suicide and stuff like that. So, and I tell you, I've been helping my little sister overcome that. She messaged me. She was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm good. She was like, "I'm like, how about you?" She's like, not doing too good." I'm like, "What's wrong?" She was like, my friends." I'm like, "What's wrong with your friends?" She's like, "My friends from church." I'm like, "What about them?" She's like, "One of my friends I never thought would be the way she is." She said to me that she don't know why she's still here, why she's still living. Like, she wondered what it would be like not living anymore. She's like, "I can't be around people like that. You know, they're my friends, but I don't know how to pull away, you know, because I really do care for them." And I'm like, you need to drop them. Simple, because I'm like, you can help them, but if they're not gonna, you know, accept your help, you know, you can kind of like pass that on to somebody that's older that's gonna take over, because you already been through the situation. You know, you had these thoughts, you know, not too long ago.
Or did she? Oh, okay, she used to have these thoughts.
She used to have these thoughts a long time ago. So, and you've gotten away from that. So being in a group of people when that's their focus, their mentality, that's gonna be your mentality eventually.
Yeah.
You know. So, like, you gotta literally kind of exit yourself out. You gotta know when to kind of like, okay, peace out.
Yeah, know your strengths, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, me, I never really dealt with suicide, so I've been able to help friends, you know, kind of be that vent, you know, say they dealt with suicidal thoughts. But if you know you have a struggle and you don't necessarily have that strength and you still kind of have that temptation, you know that, you know, you might not be able to be that friend for that situation. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, you know, look, this is something I dealt with. It could still be a lingering thing. I just have to kind of remove my, you know, self. Yeah. But, hey, yo, like, suicide hotline, you know what I'm saying? A suicide hotline. Call, look that up. I don't know off the top of the dome, but that's what I would probably do in that situation. Yeah. You know, probably, hey, you might want to, because it's a very hard situation to really help somebody through suicide, because you're thinking, yo, one thing I say might send this person off the deep end, or it could save them. Exactly. And I was helping a friend, you know, it was so draining a little bit with her, because I felt like she would, you know, milk whatever situation was feeling, giving her suicidal thoughts. And after a while, I had to remove myself from the situation. It's like, yo, look, man, this is a lot. Like, I understand. And it was she's in college and everything. We're still cool. Like, she got past all that, right? To this day. But yeah, know your strengths and your weaknesses and what you can help and not help with. Yeah, that's, you know, right.
Okay. Well, I think this was a really good show. Like, I really enjoyed talking to you guys.
Yeah,
y'all are awesome.
Nah, yeah, this is great.
And what's her name again, guys?
Excellence is an understatement.
All right.
Podcast.
See
He
you
needs
guys.
like a cape with
All right.
this. Like every time I hear like superhero.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Excellence is an understatement.
Hey,
He-
Understated is my excellence.
all you need is a cape and a ride.
I'm trying to tell you.
You need a cape and a ride.
All right, music.
All
All right,
right.
guys. See y'all next time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe on YouTube and like our stuff on Instagram and leave a message, comment. If there's a specific topic that you want us to talk about, feel free to leave that comment. Message us anytime, any day. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good weekend, upcoming week, and stay blessed and less stress.
Good day, man.
Bye, babe.
Gonna pray for y'all.